Well, good morning, everyone. It's great to be with you. We get together most weekday mornings at 8 o'clock Central, Mondays through Fridays. And so today is October 25th, 2024, and we are going to talk about the new lead management system. Beforehand, I want to give some kudos to Romeo. Congratulations, Romeo. He's one of our newer distribution partners, and he closed on 4 deals yesterday. So what a great day. Great job, Romeo, and I know there's many more to come. So for those of you that are current distribution partners, thank you for collaborating. I think we share that passion to help small business owners build their financial literacy so they know what it takes to have a fundable business and to empower them to do that, to have a fundable business so they can get the money they need to start to grow to reach their potential. So you and I solve problems. That's what entrepreneurs do. Entrepreneurs identify a problem, create a solution, wrap a business structure around it, and we make money. So some of you aren't making money, and that's bad. You're not going to stick with it, right? If we don't want to make money, we could just have a hobby. We can play Dungeons and Dragons or something like that. So what we're going to do today is talk about a new resource. It's free, no strings attached, to help you help more clients and make more money. And as shown on the screen here, it's called the Free Lead Management System. You'll hear us refer to this as the LMS. Now, some of you might notice the buy or die. The buy or die is a quote that might not have been originated, but we also often hear Joseph talk about buy or die. Joseph is one of our distribution partners. He's on this morning. And that's his approach, right? You're going to either buy from me or I'll quit once you die, but you're going to buy or die. And that's said jokingly. But what it means, what it insinuates, is what Joseph knows about sales and business development. It's rare that you'll just have someone you have one conversation with and they sign. Normally what will happen is it'll take multiple exposures, right? You've heard of that. Typically, it takes 5 to 7 exposures before a prospect buys something. That's why you see TV commercials run over and over and over. They're trying to create multiple exposures very quickly. So let's talk about managing your sales funnel. Now, I apologize again. I know a lot of you have a very high esteem, which deservedly so. And the thought of running a sales organization may seem beneath you, but that's really what you do. Whether you want to look at it that way or not, you can go educate the world, but if you don't monetize it, you're going to go broke. So you're running a sales shop. You're running a sales organization, maybe effectively, maybe ineffectively, but that's what you're doing if you're in business development. So we need to think about sales funnels. So we all understand the concept, we should all understand the concept of a sales funnel. First, we need leads. Now, leads should be specific to our target market. We are somewhere between ignorant or uneducated if we just think everyone's our lead. That's not true. Leads in your and my world are people that want to need money to start or grow a business. It's not just a name on a list. It's not just some business that's open. A lead is someone that needs the solution that you and I offer to their problem. So we're certainly going to need to either develop or acquire leads. Can't get around that if you're going to run a sales shop. Then we're going to have to educate those leads, and typically that is best done through a drip campaign. And what that means is just multiple contacts that are typically automated. Those could be calls, less or so, often emails, better yet, text. So it's multiple touches, giving more information to the prospect, to the lead, so they desire to move forward and buy from you. Because if you don't agree with this, let me know. But this is, at its most basic concept, a sales funnel. And so if you're not making money, now I know a lot of you are. Romeo had a great day yesterday. We highlighted Joseph with his 13 deals 2 days ago. So a lot of you are doing great, but some of you aren't. And we ask all of you, are you a lead generator or are you a closer? And maybe that's too much of a pigeonhole, too much of a divisive approach. So today we're going to kind of pull everyone back together and look at a solution that I believe that can help everyone generate an adult income by solving this problem, access to capital. So we've talked about Kyle. Kyle is a great gentleman. We have no financial relationship with Kyle. There's no money under the table. But I should never say most. Many of you now are working with Kyle and you're getting the leads from him. So we've solved number one, right? We don't have to worry about number one anymore. And I think many of you have told me, yeah, I'm comfortable closing a lead. Great. I think where we're coming up short is number two. So that's why we're having the discussion today about how to use the LMS, which I'll introduce, to solve number two. So if you're not familiar with what Kyle is offering you all, let's go back. And we've covered it before, so I'm sorry if it's redundant, but if you've not been on the live Zooms or maybe fell asleep because it's too early or what have you. So Kyle runs a shop that's for developing leads. He's really good at ethically developing leads, and all of his leads are called double verified. So they're really people that are really looking for capital. And when he gives you a lead, he is providing you a complete data set to justify that. Not just a name and phone number and email, but how much money they want, what's their credit score, are they bringing any money in now, what do they want to use the money for, the details that matter. So he's providing you true leads. And so the package that Kyle is offering that I think most of you are using, that are using Kyle, because he can do other things, includes these three elements. So let's go through those. And again, I don't get paid for Kyle. I don't work for Kyle. I just want you to have number one, because if we don't have number one, we're never going to have number three. So that's my skin in the game or stake in this is I need you to have number one, because if you don't have number one, you'll never make money. Okay, so in his package, he's providing you 6 live call transfers. Hope you understand that. So what that means is your phone rings, right? So it's Corinthian. She's on the training. Ring, ring, Corinthian. And it's a live transfer of a prospect that's on the phone that's looking for funding now. So in his package, you get 6 of those. So those are the types of calls that most of you say, sure, yeah, I'll talk to someone that's ready to buy. I don't want to go cold call a million numbers, but sure, if Kyle brings me someone that's on the phone, ready to talk to me, hell yeah, I'll talk to them, because you make around $5,000 per conversion, and you should have a high conversion percentage, so that's well worth your time. Kyle's also willing to give you 15 appointment leads. Means kind of what you think, same types of leads, all that data set, but he'll actually set the appointments for you, which is great. So you give him your calendar, he and his team set the appointment. So these two, I think, are great for probably most of you. Sure, well, why wouldn't you want to talk to a prospect? That's why you're in the role you're in, and you have a high close percentage. So that meets the need for many of you to be involved, to show your skill set, to close deals and make the $5,000 or more per deal. What Kyle also provides, though, which is most relevant to today's discussion, is he gives you a spreadsheet, either in Excel or a .csv file, that has literally 1,000 leads. Now, this is where I see some of you kind of getting the deer in the headlight look, like, oh shit, what am I going to do with these 1,000 leads? You don't want to just dismiss them, because I know that you're most focused on these two to go make some money now within the next couple of days. I'm with you there. But we're rolling out today the lead management system, LMS, to take care of these for you at no cost. Now, if you want to duplicate or replicate our LMS, that's fine. I'll show you what we're going to do, and you can do it yourself. I don't really care. But what I do want is you to close as many leads as possible so you make as much money as possible. We help as many clients as possible. So let's go ahead and dig into the lead management system. But before I do, let's do a quick toll. How many of you that's on the live Zoom now are currently working with Kyle on this package? How many of you, if you could just type yes or no to let me know. Yeah, and anyone that's not connected with Kyle, you can get with Madison and she can help you on that. But that's not where we're at right now. It's because we've been talking about this for a while. Okay, so Roseanne is, and so Roseanne, I talked to you a couple of days ago, forgive me, I don't remember which day, and Roseanne, if I recall, you told me that within the first 24 hours of having that package, you got 5 leads from Kyle. Is that correct? Because I don't want to misrepresent to anyone. And that was of these categories, some combination of call, transfers, and appointment leads. Let's see here. And she confirmed, yes, thank you for that. And that's typically what I'm hearing, 4 or 5 or 6 of these right away. And that's great, because I think that's where most of you want to spend your time, is on these types of lead. It's not that these are different types of leads, they're a different method of getting to you. But most of you are very comfortable with these, not so good at these. So great. So yeah, so there's a number of you that are working with Kyle on this package. If you're not, I really encourage you to consider it if you have not mastered number 1. And again, I'm very humble. I know that many of you have a skill set that's much greater than mine. I don't mind admitting that. Take Mr. Robinson. Mr. Robinson went and built a sales team, a call center, right? So he has a skill set that's greater than most of us. But I would ask Mr. Robinson, has your call center in the past week, because we've been talking about it for a couple of weeks, Mr. Robinson, have you generated more than 21 prospects that you've talked to, that you've had a serious conversation with? And I'm not challenging you, Mr. Robinson. I'm just curious, is it working? Because frankly, I think some of you are trying to build something that you would be better off to outsource. I don't know that it makes sense to spend a lot of time and money hiring people and managing people when you could. It's the buy or build equation. Remember when we talked about how do you have a fundable business? You can buy or build. You can buy a shelf corporation, or through the 4-week program, we can build it, buy or build. Well, you have a buy or build decision on how to get leads. I just don't think that you're going to be able, and prove me wrong, you won't hurt my feelings, but I don't think that you can beat the system. Okay, so let's get into the lead management system, LMS, which is our point today. So let's show you this full screen. Okay, LMS. So at no cost to you. No, we're not charging you anything up front or anything back end or anything up end or down end. There's no cost, no cost. We've got a vested interest, right? We all want to help our clients. So at no cost to you for these thousands. So we're talking about these thousands. So no, we're not offering to take your live transfers. You or someone on your team should take those. No, we don't want you to set up appointments for us. You should take care of those. We want to take care of number 3. Okay, so how will we do that? We will provide at no cost a landing page for your leads. We will create 2 drip campaigns. What did we say earlier? Normally, drip campaigns are necessary because most prospects are going to need multiple touches. I don't know that many of you have a system in place to provide an ongoing drip campaign. I'm not saying we're better than you, we're smarter than you. We're not in either case. It's just we've got the infrastructure. We might as well provide it for you at no charge. So yes, we'll provide a drip email campaign to your leads until they buy or die, as Joseph Tufo would say. They're either going to buy from me or those fuckers are going to be buried 6 feet under the ground. Now, of course, they can opt out. But Joseph says buy or die. We're going to buy or die through a drip email campaign and a text campaign. No charge to you. Cost to us, of course, we're eating that cost. No cost to you. We'll also set up multiple live Zooms every day, Mondays through Friday, not weekends. to interface with your leads, to build trust, answer their questions, and motivate them, and will assign a closer. So this is the LMS. How much does it cost you? Zero. I don't want you to pay anything. It's just if you have these leads from Kyle and you don't have a system like Mr. Robinson has, he doesn't need us, right? He's got 2 or 3 people in his call center, I forget how many, that's happy to cold call all these people. That's great. He has a system to email these 1,000 people. That's wonderful. He has a texting system to text these 1,000 people. Awesome. So Mr. Robinson has a full infrastructure. I think most of you don't. And so you could either replicate what Mr. Robinson's doing at probably a significant cost in time and effort, or outsource it to us with the free LMS. So let's look at the economic model. And again, I think, who was it? I forget now who was asking how to get the leads. It was Mr. Robinson, sorry. Yeah, so call Madison. Okay, but let's look at the economic model. Cost zero. We're literally not charging anything now or never, or upside, downside, no cost, straightforward. What do we think that you'll make? And I'll show you the assumptions. I think literally, if you'll do one of these packages per month with Kyle, sorry, had AJ in my mind. If you do one of these packages a month with Kyle, I do believe that you'll put 100,000 in your bank account monthly. Well, that sounds like a big number. Where's that going to come from? Well, first, we have a shitload of leads, right? We got 1,000 leads that's coming in that's ready to be marketed to. They've already been double verified. We know they're looking for funding, or at least they were at the time that they were verified. So we've got good leads. Starts there, right? And then we're going to use the drip campaigns, the Zooms, and the closers to close. We're going to conservatively assume that we will close 10% of them. Could be more, could be less. We'll have to see, because we've not done this for any of you yet, but we're to start now. So we're going to assume a 10% conversion rate, and we know as just a referral partner where you're just referring in, we're doing everything else, you make $1,000 on the front end. Now you can make more on the back end, but you make $1,000 on the front end. So if you take 1,000 leads a month, 10% conversion, which is 100 times 1,000, there you get it. All right, so we've got a question from Pearlie. Pearlie says, could she do that once a week? Yeah, so Pearlie, you could do that, right? So instead of doing this package with Kyle once a month, you could do it once a week. Then we will do the same thing at LMS, and then that would put you at 100,000 per week. We project, right? We can't guarantee it, we project, but it's not costing you anything. So it's not as if I mean, it's an infinite ROI. So if you want to implement this, which is I think what AJ was getting to, so you're going to email the 1,000 lead file. So that comes in either a CSV or an Excel file. We prefer CSV, but that's what you get from Kyle. So you're going to email that to Madison. She's our funding coordinator. Here's her email. It's also always been down here. So then normally within 1 to 2 business days, we'll begin the drip campaign. We'll do those things that we promised above, and you'll get paid daily from the prior day's conversions. If you have questions, you can call Madison. But let's get into your questions, comments, concerns. What are your thoughts? What are your feedback on the LMS, lead management system? So I'm looking for feedback. Bill, thank you for being on the call this morning. Al, we have 424 of you, so don't make me say everyone's names, but I'm looking for your feedback. Greg sold his first shelf corporation yesterday, so kudos to Greg. What do you think of this system, Greg? We have one referral partner, Tim, and I won't give you his last name just for confidentiality. He's not on this morning. He is an insurance professional, owns an agency, and he was in a really bad car accident. He is in the hospital, and we were able to communicate yesterday, but he can't work, but he needs income. But he may not be able to walk again. So our thoughts and prayers are with Tim. But this is exactly what Tim's going to start doing today, because Tim needs money. The fact that he's in very poor health and unable to work doesn't mean that he doesn't need money anymore. So this is a passive system, right? He'll have someone on his team handle 1 and 2, and then we're handling number 3. So you certainly, you understand this is where you're going to get your quickest bang for your buck, because these are going to close within a couple days, a week. So at 5,000 a pop, let's normally we're closing 80 to 90%, but you may not have the same close rates that we have. But let's just say you closed half of them, and we'll round off to 20. That's 10 times 5,000. That's 50,000 that you should put in your pocket within the first 2 weeks. But it's this big load of leads that I don't think many of you are managing well. No offense. And that's what we're offering to help here. All right. So Greg says, sounds awesome. Yeah. So if you need to get with Kyle, Madison can connect you with Kyle. That is fine. Okay. So Jeff's asking about Kyle's budget. Yeah. So Kyle chart, I know you might be surprised, everyone, but Kyle runs a business, and Kyle understands the same formula that you and I do. Only profitable businesses exist. So he's agreed to $500, which we make no part of, for this package. So you'd pay him $500 for this package. That's what he charges. We don't make any part of it. So going back, who was it now? Was it Pauline? I forget who asked. How often could you could do it just one time. We could just do it one time and see how it works. We should put good money in your pocket right away. We should put significant money in your pocket over 30 days. Try it once. But as I believe it was Pauline was asking, you don't have to try it just once. You could do it once a month. You could do it once a week. We have Romeo on here, and Romeo's about the most aggressive gentleman that I've worked with. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't ramp up and start doing this once a day. But it's up to you. I'm not here to build unrealistic expectations, but we know that there's a sales funnel that you need to manage. And often when I ask you all, well, how's your lead flow? It's like you'll name off 3 people and be really proud. And it's like, fuck, if you can name every lead you have off the top of your head, off the fingers on your hand, you don't have many leads, right? That's not really the way it needs to operate. You should have lots and lots of leads, because some people will close, some people won't. Some will buy now, some will buy later. We need leads. And you can go develop leads however you want. I don't care. But here's a convenient way, and it's $500. And what I've said is, I'll reimburse you for this. You do this, you're going to pay Kyle the $500, and then I'll reimburse you off your first shelf deal that's funded. I will reimburse you the $500. So essentially, we'll cover your marketing cost and provide you the complete LMS. But what we're not offering to do is to handle numbers 1 and 2. So if you don't want to handle number 1 and 2, we can pair you up with someone else, and they'll maybe do split deals with you or something else. But we don't want to be responsible for 1 and 2. We want to take care of number 3 for you. All right. So again, Madison's contact information at the bottom. You'll get, she'll get you connected with Kyle. You'll pay him $500 or whatever package you want. He has packages that are less expensive, more expensive, but I'm just saying, I think this is what will work. And as long as you do this package, and so we've got a question from Terry. Terry says, well, I've already got leads. Will you do this with my leads? No, because if we get leads from Kyle, what do we know? They're double verified. They're real people that are really looking for funding, and it's worth our time. So I realize some of you have leads lists, but I don't know where they came from. I don't want to be spamming people. I don't want people that are not even in the market. So if you do this model, then we will do the LMS for these folks. I apologize if you just have random leads from here, there, or from your brother. We're not going to do the system. We want double verified leads to make sure it's worth our time and effort. We're putting a lot of time and energy to help you close deals. All right, well, it's Friday, so we're going to wrap it up. Let's go get to work. If you need help, call Madison. If you need help, email Madison. We'll be back Monday morning. We hope you take advantage of this. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.